With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
War Eagle, and welcome to another edition of Ever to Podcast. This is our regular get-together in an audio show to catch you up on the latest Auburn news, discussions, scuttlebutt that's happening around and about being part of the Auburn family, social media, wherever you can find it. We're here to catch you up and keep you updated on the Auburn experience, which is all about Auburn sports, Auburn culture, Auburn family stuff. Say it with me. If it's orange and blue, it's what we do. So thank you so much for joining us in what we're going to do in this particular episode, episode 61 of Ever to Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Kyle Loomis, and today's date is September 3rd. 2025. On this edition, we're going to be talking a lot of football today, continuing to prep you for the week. First home game with Ball State. We've got some recognitions out there from performances from the last game versus Baylor, and some other smaller news items out there that we want to catch you up on in the Auburn sports culture family space. Let's get you started off with the football flavor, as you always want to hear, I'm sure, on this show. We continue in game week prep for Auburn football versus Ball State. Obviously, when you look at the opponent, you're probably thinking Auburn's going to win this one by a vast margin. And unfortunately for the Ball State fans, I think they have accepted that as well. Just as a quick plug, we had the opportunity to be on Ball State of the Union, a podcast, a YouTube show that has the perspective of the Ball State fans. And so they were kind enough to have me on and let me talk about the Auburn game coming up for them. And certainly it seems that they have accepted their fate for the most part and their check. So I don't feel too bad for them. But it looks like they're going to be a good crowd coming in. So we hope that we can represent ourselves well as the Auburn family and treat them to a good time here. And really, that's where the story is on this. Not so much, is Auburn going to win, but what will Auburn look like? What will Auburn do? Who will Auburn play? The focus here should be, and as we discussed on that podcast, you should check out, and we'll have a clip as well of them doing a little bit of commentary on Ball State for us too on our YouTube channel. It really should be, who can Auburn play? Who can Auburn get out there? Who can Auburn get more tape on or get more opportunities, more reps? And who can Auburn keep healthy or help heal up? These are the types of games where you are meant to take care of business, put it away early so that you can work on other things. But I want to caution fans a little bit here, and I hope, and I know that it's a sellout. Everybody's excited to be there. I hope that everybody will stay till the end, especially if it's out of hand early, because here's the thing, a lot of those great pyrotechnics and all that kind of stuff that's going to be the great fan experience stuff is going to be taking place much later in the game, especially around the fourth quarter. So you want to have a good showing for that, because we like to take videos and stuff like that. So let's not be like other fan bases. Make sure you come out and support the team and stay there for a long time, because we want to make sure that we show up and show out for our football team. In fact, as you're getting ready for the game day, I want to make a recommendation for you. If you have not downloaded the Auburn Tigers app, you need to. It's a great source to keep you up to date on everything. And in fact, it helps you manage your tickets, all that kind of stuff. And this is a free plug. I don't get anything out of this. This is just me trying to help you, the Auburn family. But they are this year, and I think they did this to some extent last year, have a really good game day page, which is going to have a ton of options for you. It's going to have, parking instructions or parking locators, all that kind of stuff, how the traffic flow is going to leave town so you can best plan your route out if you are leaving at the end of the game when things will get bad and aren't being part of the crowd that leaves early. Food and beverage. It's got other premium experiences, things to know about the game, the matchup, all that stuff. I would highly recommend that you download the Auburn Tigers app, that you go and take a look at that game day page that is on there. It is going to be very helpful. I've already perused through it myself, and I found some very helpful information, especially in regards to the logistics of getting in and out, things like that, what to anticipate when you're in the game or getting into the game. I think it's going to be very helpful for you as Auburn fans. But once again, all indications of a blowout here, not really so much to think about in terms of that, but we are going to still talk about a few things that have been brought up throughout the week. And definitely check out that Ball State of the Union podcast that I'll be appearing on. Today's a Wednesday this evening, and a segment will come out as well on our show too. I want to talk about the Q&As that were done this week. Usually Auburn football allows the media to have access to some players throughout the week, and they did on Tuesday. And once again, you probably don't get a lot of just outstanding, just revolutionary information, but I think it's important to talk about and let you know what is being said there. You've also got the opportunity to view them for yourselves. The ones that are provided through the athletic department, we put up on our YouTube channel and Facebook as always, so go check them there for the full context and what was said. But we got to hear from Brandon Frazier and Horatio Fields. Brandon Frazier talked about the recognition, not only just in terms of verbal and playing opportunities for some of these older guys like himself, Zykevius Walker, who've been here, but they're now actually starting and getting the recognition of that way and getting opportunities to showcase what they can do. One of the craziest things about the Baylor game is how much we got to talk about the tight ends, even outside of Brandon Frazier himself, with Preston Howard and others. It was just such a refreshing thing to see the running game going so well, the tight ends being utilized so well. And wow, it was just something, it felt like we'd gotten back to some times of old, frankly, that. So Brandon Frazier was definitely feeling the love. He got a great shout out from Coach Hugh Freeze during the game week press conference that we talked about yesterday. And once again, that's on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out. So these older guys been around putting the time in, helping build up this brand new foundation, are starting to pay off and get the dividends of all that hard work that they put in. Horatio Fields, I've told you all this a lot, that some of y'all are sleeping on this guy. He has a really good connection, it seems, with Jackson Arnold, and is going to be a guy that he probably relies on. This is like coming to my mind all of a sudden here, but I want to call Ryan Davis and and Jarrett Stidham. Now, I do think that Jackson's going to have some, by the numbers, more favorite targets in terms of receptions and attempts towards them. But Horatio Fields seems like a guy that he could really trust. In fact, Coach talked about it during the press conference. He was asked about it in his Q&A time, about a play that he missed and probably hurt the team a little bit on that play, but how he bounced back and made a big catch to keep the drive going. And so that's a senior leadership. That's the moments that you want to see from those guys. When they make a mistake, they make up for it right away, and that's why they continue to be out there on the field. So take notice of Horatio Fields. I think he's somebody that you need to put a little bit more, we all need to put a little bit more value in. And just as a reminder, maybe as a final game day prep in our discussions today, remember, it is the Pat Dye recognition game. There's going to be a lot of stuff about Pat Dye. This made me go back and look at the tribute video and some of the stuff about Pat Dye last night and got me reminiscing. So I hope you guys are all ready to bring your handkerchiefs and your tissues, because I'm sure there will be a few tears shed. Probably got us queued up. Auburn War Eagle Productions is always, and War Eagle Plus has already got something that's going to make us all getting our feels about Pat Dye and recognizing him in this game. So keep that in mind. Another reason to come to this football game, if you have not already gotten your tickets, be sure to utilize our code on SeatGeek, E2C Network, get you $20 off your first time purchase of $50 or more. All right, awards, recognitions really quickly that have started to come or continue to roll out from the previous week. Jackson Arnold made the Earl Campbell, Player of the Week award watch list or recognition. He was also named, and this is the first time I've heard of this one, at least Auburn's had the opportunity to be on it in a while, the Davey O'Brien Great 8 of the Week. So other quarterbacks that have had great great weeks, and he was part of that great 8. So that's a great recognition, 2 recognitions for Jackson Arnold on the week that he was very much deserving of for his performance. Connor Liu has also got a lot of shout-outs in the O-line as well for what they did and what they allowed the running backs to do. About that 5.9, I think, is what it ended up being by the end of the game, yards per carry. That doesn't happen without talented running backs, but their talented running backs can't do that without lanes to run through. And once again, I want to give an area that I've been very, I hope, constructively critical about the offensive line over the last several years, what they are due, the recognition they're due this week. And in the Remington Award even gave some shout outs to Connor Liu this week about some of the numbers they had grading him out. And looking at a guy that's making a very strong case for some awards at the end there, I think Connor Liu, already in game 1. Final notes for you here. This is kind of an early Auburn weekend or Auburn week watch list type of situation. Volleyball's in action this evening versus Troy at home. First one at home, returning 2-1 on the weekend and to start the season. So if you're in Auburn, go check them out. Remember, those are usually, as I'm pretty sure, still free to get into. And you should go support Coach Crouch, the ladies, on a very fun sport that I think more and more Auburn fans need to be aware of. And one other final thing for you to consume in terms of content. It's not just a plug for us here, but we don't have anything to do with this, but we like to plug other good content out there. If you really want to start to get to know this basketball team is brand new, lots of new faces, just to Hod's back. They've got this podcast out on War Eagle Plus, but you can also just get the audio version wherever for free. Unguarded, Keyshawn Hall is hosting it. He's quite a character. He's already had several people on the Harper brothers, Jared and his brother. He's already had Coach Stephen Pearl. I was blanking on his name there for a second. And then this week, Abby Stockard, Miss America, is guest. So check that out if you haven't. Always good content for the Auburn fans to check out outside of our stuff as well. Keep in mind, we'd love to hear from you throughout the week. Email e2cnetwork@gmail.com. You can hit us up on social media direct messages if you'd like to drop us a line, ask a question, make a comment, a suggestion for any of our content if you'd like something included here. And I want to invite you, since it is a Wednesday when this is being recorded, to Auburn Family Night, which is our live call-in show every Wednesday night at 9 Eastern Time. Join us there if you can. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss out on it. We'd love to see you there. You can catch the replay if you're listening to this episode off in the distant future. Thanks for hanging out with us today on episode 61 of Ever the Podcast. And until we talk to you again, War Eagle.